It's June 1st, 2025 in Uzès, France. A live orchestra is accompanying the top cut of a Smash Ultimate tournament, and two players from across the globe sit down to play in a set that many had assumed had a foregone conclusion. T, a consistent threat in the top echelon of Japanese talent, had to face his bracket demon once more, a player who has haunted his international bracket appearances for 6 years, MkLeo. The former #1 player in the game hailing from Mexico was T's personal final boss, with a whopping 9-set winning streak since they first played in 2019. Once again, their set goes to the final game, and the orchestra starts the only fitting song for such high stakes, Megalovania. Now, you may know the outcome, but there is so much history between these two players that makes this moment so special, and how it took so long to get to this point. To understand why this moment was so significant, let's run it back. Thank you to my friends at G Fuel, who have paid to be mentioned in today's video. For this holiday season, G Fuel hooked me up and boosted my creator code discount to a quite honestly massive 30% off. That is a lot of savings, which, hey, maybe you want to get your loved one some G Fuel for Christmas or whatever, so nice. On top of the big discount from my code, they usually also have another sale or savings promotion going on, which I really appreciate a lot. They release a ton of new flavors all the time, all with their new Formula 2.0, and even have some fun bundle packs with G Fuel swag, like this sweet water bottle they gave me. I'm honestly really glad to be a long-term partner with G Fuel, and I truly hope to be working with them well into 2026, so if you're interested in these discounts, you can use my code WALT at checkout or go to gfuel.com/WALT to get an increased 30% off your order. Full disclosure as always, but using that link gives me a small commission, and this 30% bump is hopefully a way to get you guys some savings while also kicking a buck over to me, so thanks a lot. Thank you again to G Fuel for supporting me in the channel, happy holidays, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. At the end of Smash Wii U, new players were taking over the top spots of competition from the Brawl veterans who were at the top for so long. One of those was MkLeo, who would go on to pretty much dominate a strong portion of competition in 2019 with his infamous Joker. But in Japan, we saw a completely new crop of players who were not the most active either in the game's lifespan or at the top echelon of play. Players like Zachary and Proto Banham essentially being fresh faces for Ultimate. T was one of those players as well, a Smash 4 Pac-Man player who was pretty inconsistent throughout Wii U's lifespan, but saw a big leap in results at the very tail end of the game, even top-8ing his first major ever at the final one in Japan, Umebura Wii U Final. With Pac-Man going from absolute dog shit to a good character in Ultimate, T was primed to pop off, so he did. He would be a consistent threat in major top 8s when he traveled to the States to compete, and would even win his first major at Thunder Smash 3 during year 1 of the game. But somehow, T and MkLeo didn't cross paths in the many majors during the first year of competition they had until they were finally both invited to an invitational, Smash Ultimate Summit 2. Their first set was not really close. As said, MkLeo was just too dominant of a force with not a lot of competition at the time. And T would not just lose his first encounter 3-1, but his second as well a few months later. When they faced each other during Leo's prime, T was gonna have a bad time. Before the big Smash shutdown, the two would come across each other one last time at the last major before the pandemic, Frostbite 2020. MkLeo was upset early, but was on one of the biggest losers runs in Smash history. They would trade games and for the first time, go to Game 5. It would come down to the last stock with high percentages on both players. Anybody could win here, and then 2 frames. T missed a forward smash being 2 frames too late, as if Leo simply sidestepped reality itself. Leo takes the set and the tournament. This moment right here would define their one-sided rivalry from here on out. T was an incredible player, don't get me wrong, with the skill absolutely capable of beating Leo, but the mental damage that was done here would be everlasting. Once competition returned after the pandemic, Leo would come back with a new character, Byleth. And the Byleth somehow was even harder for T, sweeping him at main stage and Smash Ultimate Summit 4. So T needed a new answer. His Pac-Man just felt like it couldn't get the job done. And in June of 2022, during a crew battle between Mexico and Japan, he would showcase the fruits of his labor. MkLeo went Joker for the first time since 2020, sweeping through the other members on the team, and it was down to T to secure the set for Japan. And here, he revealed his secret weapon.
All right, this is it. One last hurrah for the Mexico-Caribbean clash. This crew being anchored by MkLeo.
Oh, no. Oh, no, not
man.
like this.
Oh, come on, man. Oh, I mean, Arson's there.
Hey, you're dead.
I mean, he was there until he wasn't. He was there until he wasn't.
Oh, my Lord.
All that build
Look at this man.
Yeah, you know.
Kazuya Mishima. Look at him. Look, he comes over there.
With Kazuya Mishima, T completely sweeps Leo in the first few seconds of the match, finally getting to reset the dynamic of their battles. Granted, it was only a singular stock, but this was the first time T has ever done something like this to his demon. And just like Fate, they would play at the same tournament in the official bracket, and he would lose. Twice. The first set, a flash from the past, an incredibly electric back and forth Game 5 set, with another last hit situation that Leo clutched out. But the second, complete and utter domination. The only time Leo has ever 3-0'd T in bracket. They would face off again at Genesis 9 a half year later with another Game 5 set, and Leo back on the Joker once more. But here's the thing. Every time Leo beats T in a Game 5 set, he pops off, which was kind of a rarity for the stoic #1 player to do so. Even though at this point he now held a 7-0 record over T, he never thought the win was a cakewalk. Leo showcases an immense respect for his opponent, and when looking at these sets, it looks like he's getting pushed to his limit to find the win, something not many can do during the prime of MkLeo. These two would play one more time in 2023, facing off in France at Ultimate Fighting Arena, where Leo would once again defeat the Golden Kazuya 3-1. But then, they would not cross paths for a long time. 2 long years would pass until they find themselves seated together once more. In losers quarters of top 8, T would have another chance to end his 9 straight set loss record to Leo, starting all the way back from 6 years ago. They lock in their characters. Leo on his Joker, the bane of many players' existences, but most in particular this one. And T's Kazuya, the character that at this point has taken over his lineup, leaving Pac-Man on the sidelines. The orchestra begins their overture with Corneria, and T takes game 1 with a JV2 stock.
Where's he going? Thank goodness. Just catch after catch after catch.
The orchestra then soothes things down with green greens, but T keeps the pressure going with another strong lead to take game 2.
At this point he needs something, and that wasn't it. Damn, too aggressive.
Just like that, T was 1 game away from finally doing it. Maybe it was the mental pressure, maybe it was the excitement of finally doing so, or maybe it was Leo just turning up the jets, but of course it wouldn't be that easy. The strings speed things up with Big Blue, and so does Leo, dominating with a 2 stock. Then, the legend of Game 4 Leo. T panic switches to Pac-Man for Game 4, and the orchestra switches to Pokemon Red and Blue's battle theme. Just like any Pokemon battle in the main games, it was complete child's play. MkLeo 3 stocks T's Pac-Man, and nature once again felt like it was running its course.
It's bait and punish. That's all it is. Leo's been dealing with far too much grace, and now it's time to play.
If T wanted to win, it wasn't with his past, but his present, and Kazuya had to be the answer, or else what would? The crowd is cheering "Let's go Leo." The orchestra sets the stage for one final time, and Megalovania starts playing. MkLeo was the final boss after all, the iron wall T had kept crashing into over and over and over again. No matter the strategy, no matter how many attempts, the ending was always the same. With Leo chipping away at his stamina and the momentum completely flipped against him, it would take every ounce of determination left in him to finally push through. Just like any of their other close sets, it would only come down to one scenario. Final stock. At 133%, Leo manages to bring T all the way to kill percent himself, leading to another last hit situation. But at long last, after surviving the last gauntlet, that impossible last hit that has eluded T for so long finally shows its opening. Welcome to a moment in history.
Almost here, Nico as trying to chip his way back in with the guns. Leo just earned it. 1 second more, it's not enough! T taking the set.
Hey, thanks so much for watching. I mentioned it in the Min video, but I'm starting to broaden some of the topics I'm covering on this channel so I can post even more frequently than I already am. So if you guys have burning topics you want to see on this channel, now is certainly the time to comment and try to get it into the pipeline. Even if you don't feel strongly about the things I talk about, which, you know, that's kind of cool, because maybe you're just here because you like the sound of my sultry voice. But anyway, leave a comment so I know that, and I know we're doing a good job here. And thanks to my top patrons and YouTube members who help make videos like these possible. All the money from there goes right back into this channel, and if you join at the $5 level, you'll get your name in the credits like what you're seeing right now. So thanks to Avishua Stein, Bobby Wasabi, Brent Mukai, Carter Roberts, Dark Gen X, Eric is Cool, Gustavo Cantu Fernandez, James Fabman, Justin Duncan Mills, Kyle Carlin, Marshall Bradley, and Sam Wright. Okay, bye!